Good evening everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Luke, the Yorkshireman Reacts, and tonight I'm going to be reacting to Series 2, Episode 2 of The Thin Blue Line, which is called Ism, Ism, Ism. So, let's get into it. Really enjoying this series. This series is what is called on my channels an early access series, which means the episodes are recorded and then put on Patreon first, and then they'll be released onto YouTube a couple of weeks later, or maybe longer, with on-screen text and quietened music playing in the background to get around copyright. If you'd like to get access to the version without that, then you can join the Patreon and get access to this series. I think this series is one of the series available in the $1 a month tier, so you can get access to this series for the price of a Starbar per month, about 80 pence. It's absolutely nothing, costs you it's really cheap for you, but it helps me out and I appreciate the support. Remember, the YouTube channel isn't monetized. I can't monetize it for reasons, so yeah, I rely on Patreon support entirely, so consider joining us over there. Anyway, let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Never judge a book by its cover, particularly if that cover quotes an obscure journal claiming it to be the best book ever written. I made that mistake recently and found myself reading a book about drugs and sex, which are scarcely suitable subjects for fiction. If I hadn't been on a stopping train to Aberystwyth, I should have cast the thing aside unread. Appearances, as we shall see, are like bus timetables, often highly misleading.
They are misleading. I was just about to pause anyway and say, yeah, so in my town, on weekdays, the bus services on, the housing estates, like where I live, it's every 15 minutes. But honestly, I cannot remember the last time a bus turned up exactly 15 minutes after it was supposed to turn up. I mean, 15 minutes, you know what I mean. There's a timetable with each time a bus is supposed to arrive at a certain stop. It takes your stop number and it tells you exactly when it's due. But it's never that time, is it?
Raymond, there's something I need to discuss with you.
I see. And are you addressing me as your commanding officer or as your boyfriend?
Does it make a difference?
Certainly makes a difference. The public pays me to be your commanding officer. It does not pay me to be your boyfriend. If you were to ask me a boyfriend question, like, I think I've left the gas on at home, what shall I do? I should feel unable to answer until lunchtime.
By which time our house would have exploded.
Making it a police matter with which I would feel justified in dealing on.
I see. Well, I suppose this is a matter of advice, and I would like you to answer partly as my commander and partly as my boyfriend.
Good, well that seems simple enough. I shall give you my police answer now, for which of course the public will be paying me, and I shall give you my personal answer over lunch, for which I will expect no reimbursement other than the satisfaction of being your helpmeet.
Right.
In what?
Well, here's my problem. If you know something is wrong, but the method by which you know it is wrong is also wrong, is it right to right the wrong, or wrong to do right? Because the real wrong is that it was not right to know the wrong, and so righting the wrong cannot be right.
What's she on about?
Yes,
Yes, I do you?
Speaking as your commanding officer...
Well, I'm glad you do, because I don't.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
Sir, the town hall's on the line. The mayoress wants to come see you this lunchtime.
Mayoress?
Dame Christabel Wickham.
I'll take this. Dame Christabel, you are a stuck-up tart. Why don't you bog off and die?
Dame Christabel, there's a female lunatic in my office. Get off, you female lunatic. How dare you insult Gatsford's most distinguished public servant?
Wow.
Restrain her, somebody. Oh, it's for your own good, madam. Give me back that phone. I said, give me back that phone.
Constable! Constable! Yes, sir? Remove her to a caring institution where she can receive the treatment she so clearly needs. That will do, sir.
She's gone.
I'm sorry, but... Well, sorry, not sorry, but I need to see most of that again.
Good, madam. Give me back that phone. I said, give me back that phone. Constable! Constable! Yes, sir? Remove her to a caring institution where she can receive the treatment she so clearly needs. That will do, sir.
Question, why is the constable in this role-playing situation got a Bristol accent? Or, you know, Cornish or round that way? Why?
She's gone.
Hello? Oh, my God. She's rung off.
No,
He did all that for nothing.
I haven't put it through yet.
Wow.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see. Ah, I just made a tit of myself for nothing.
Just tell her I should be delighted to receive her. Habib. Most delighted.
I'll try and strike the right tone, sir.
Now, if you could kindly haul your mind back from your fantasies of tight little skirts and first-class degrees from Oxbridge. We were discussing my problem.
Yes. Look, Patricia, would it be all right if I ignored you completely?
Not at all, Raymond. I'll just pretend we were in bed.
Oh!
You see, the mayoress is coming in only 3.5 hours, and I must be prepared. Oh, damn diddle and doodah. This would be the week when my
Damn diddle and
nose hair
doodah.
clippers are being resharpened at the ironmonger's.
Raymond, this is serious. I've been studying the weekend tapes of the town centre closed-circuit TV cameras. There's something I'm very worried about. Now, will you please concentrate?
I don't think he can.
In that flat, the window above the shop.
Patricia, that is a private dwelling. We have no right.
I know, but look. The figure in the skirt and the man. He's raising his hand above his head. Look. He's hitting her with some kind of weapon.
Great trumpeting trousers, so he is. The unutterable swine. The cowardly custody cad.
Cowardly cad?
But we only know about the woman's problems through intrusive electronic surveillance. We're in a very difficult position.
Yes, that's true. You put me on the...
I love these, you know, these phrases he comes up to exclaim about things instead of swearing like a normal person. He's so uppity, isn't he?
horns of a dilemma. One horn is personal inclination, the other horn is stern duty.
Well, I'm quite pleased, really. It's a long time since I put you on any sort of horn at all.
Yeah.
Don't be so saucy, Patricia.
Saucy.
Besides which, it's just not true. I find you enormously exciting. But then I find bread and butter pudding exciting.
Nobody finds that
I wouldn't want a
exciting.
portion every night, would I?
Wouldn't you?
Boyle. Would you mind if I held your hand?
Would you like my portion? Can I drink your juice?
For a while? Hey, give me a hand. I want to hold it. And tease it with my forefinger.
Steady, sir.
It's the secret handshake I'm practicing.
Oh, see.
Secret handshake for what? Have you joined a gay club? By the sounds of it, I want to tease your hand. Whoa!
You joining the Masons?
No, they knocked me back last year. Said my knees were too knobbly. Bloody Masons. Look after their own, promote their own, cover up for their own. Well, you can see why I wanted to join. Anyway, stuff the Masons. I'm going one better. I'm joining the Todgers.
The
The
Todgers?
secret, most noble medieval order of the Masonic Lodge Todgers. Better costumes, better ceremonies.
Better Todgers?
nepotism. Exactly. I'm not gonna fanny about in Gatsford forever.
Funny about.
And if putting on a dress once a week and occasionally kissing a dead turkey's bottom is the price I have to pay, then so be it.
Well, you make sure it's properly plucked, sir. In my experience, turkey bristle can be very coarse.
Oh, his poor lips.
Your ex-girlfriend's here.
For the final time, Patricia, the mayoress was never my girlfriend. We just went to the same grammar school.
I can tell when you fancy someone, your nose twitches.
Can't wait around all day, Raymond.
Like
I've
a
got
rabbit.
town to run.
Yes, of course, Dame Chrissy. But please, take a seat. I do apologize for my sergeant's tardiness.
So she's like that. I can tell already that she's like that.
Was there something, Sergeant?
Tea, Sergeant. Close the door behind you. I'll come straight to the point, Raymond. Serious situation. My cute little derriere is in your hands. Gasworth is harboring an illegal asylum seeker. His time runs out at the end of the week, and you'll be required to arrest him for deportation.
Jesus Christ, back in these days when towns were harbouring one illegal asylum seeker. God. You know, I would be, honestly, it would be the most surprising thing I'd ever seen in years if you were to find a town anywhere in this country where there's just one of those now. Seriously. It's impossible.
Problem is that there is an observer from the European.
What's the latest number? They reckon there's over 1.4 million or 1.2 million illegals here now, and that's the official number given by the government. Don't forget that an expert on a survey done by population, supermarkets, and journalists and researchers, they reckon the population of this country could be over 90 million by now. And that doesn't, you can't account for that with legal migration numbers. So I think someone, you know, did the numbers on it, a mathematician, and worked out that number, the illegal number of illegals, it could be as many as 5 million at this point, maybe even 10. But it's alright, because we've got 4 years of Labour.
Parliament in town as well.
Well, that's no concern of mine. I serve Her Majesty, not some soggy Brussels sprout.
The point is that there have been so many reports recently about thuggery and racism in the police that PR-wise we're vulnerable. You have to work in your image. When you nick this snivelling alien, I want to be able to show that greasy Euro bastard just how tolerant and balanced we are.
So, racism,
I like it.
homoeroticophobia, ism, and the police.
Ism.
Who would like to start the discussion?
Policeism.
Sir.
You astonish me, Constable Habib. I could not be more surprised if my hat had turned into a giant hedgehog.
I'd like to talk about Sir Paul Condon's report about policing and race, sir.
Well, that sounds like a good idea.
I'm sure
Which
this
part
is
of
going to
the
be
report would you like to
fascinating.
discuss?
I'm talking about his decision to make public the statistic that street crime and mugging in the capital are disproportionately committed by young black men.
And you disapprove of this statement?
Yes, I think it's been a...
No comment.
Yes, Habib?
Well, I always try to be nice, sir. So I'll just say, it rhymes with trucking tanker.
Kindly restrain your poetry, Habib.
I notice he didn't add that young black blokes find it much more difficult to get a job. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
I know.
I know.
What is the answer?
Because he wanted to get to the other side.
Be quiet, Goody. The Chief Constable can only report facts, Habib. It is not his duty to enter into socio-political analysis as to why those facts have come about.
Give a dog a bad name.
We give our dog a bad name. Colin.
Colin!
Terrible name. And you have no idea how many people are called Colin.
Yeah, it's a popular
We'd go to
name.
the park, I'd shout, "Come here, Colin." And 15 people would turn around. And big people too, sir. I mean, for some reason, it's the big lads that get called Colin. I mean, I'd shout, "Colin, you're a bad boy. I just saw you do a caca. Now, I'm going to rub your nose in it." The next thing I knew, I'd wake up in an ambulance.
Yes. Excuse me, sir, but aren't we wandering from the point?
Yes, indeed we are.
Rudolph Walker's character in this He's one of the best. You know, he has hardly any lines, but the very limited dialogue of each episode that he's involved in, it's always good. It's a bit like Trigger in Only Fools and Horses. You know, if you put every line, every word, everything that Trigger ever said in the entirety of that show, it'd probably fill about 2 pages of a script book. But, you know, whose lines do you remember the most? Or, well, not out of every... You know, when you're quoting the show and talking about it, you always mention at least something that Trigger said. And he's the same with this. He always has something to say that's just
well done,
funny.
Yes, because we were talking about chickens, not dogs.
Bizarre, and, you know...
No, the point is...
Brilliant.
Ambulance.
Yes. Excuse me, sir, but aren't we wandering from the point?
Yes, indeed we are. Well done, Goody.
Yes, because we were talking about chickens, not dogs.
No, the point is... what was the point?
Paul Condon demonising the children of immigrants, sir.
Exactly. No,
Shut
no,
up.
it is not. Sir Paul Condon was in possession of certain facts. Is he to withhold those facts because he doesn't like them?
He withholds plenty, sir. I expect he's got a rough idea how many bed coppers there are in the Met, how many Freemasons, but he doesn't think the public need to know about that.
We are discussing the problems of race, Habib. Sir Paul Condon cannot... Why are you
I
sniggering,
know where
boy?
he's going.
I'm not sniggering.
You are sniggering.
Sir Paul Condom.
I mean, come on, sir. The bloke's name is Condon.
Well, I don't see anything remotely amusing about that.
Oh, come now, sir. I think you do.
No, I don't, Goody.
But, sir, it sounds exactly like condom. You can see them on the news, sir. The Metropolitan Police Chief, Sir Paul Condon. And you know that newsreader's thinking, I hope I don't say condom, I hope I don't say condom.
Be quiet, you imbecile. We are discussing racism.
Oh, I know all about racism, sir.
Oh.
My mother prepared me for it.
Yeah.
She explained to you the sad truth of irrational hatred.
No, she beat me and called me names.
Yes, thank you for sharing that with us.
Listen to him. It gets right on my raving titties. I mean, I'm no racist. I don't mind people coming over here, but when they do, they should be like us. People don't want a load of weird customs and funny clothes. Right, I put the hood on, see? And I kiss the turkey with my head between my legs.
What the fuck?
I'll show you. I'll squat on the desk to make it easier. Now I need a hood. I'll use the bag I brought the bird in. It's a frozen one from Tina's freezer. Okay. You line up the fowl.
I wouldn't kiss it if I were you, sir. Still a bit chilly. Your lips might stick to its bum.
Well, breathe on it first. What are you lot staring at?
Just take that in, right? What the fuck is he doing? Just look at that, right? Just look at that picture. And he's just said, what are you lot staring at? What? This is so he can join the Todgers. The Todgers. The name itself. You know, I've heard all about these secret handshakes and, you know, all these secret clubs where you have to do something humiliating. It's like your rite of passage to be allowed to enter and become a member. But what is this? You know? I mean, there was the episode of The Simpsons when Homer joined the Stonecutters. That's probably in my top 5 favourite episodes, that, and it's probably in the top 3. I love that episode. You know, he had to the paddling of the swollen ass with paddles. at this.
We were just celebrating the rich diversity of culture in our station. I confess I had not expected to see it quite so graphically illustrated.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't like culture.
I beg your pardon?
Bleeding ballet and opera. Especially when they spend lottery money on it. Wasting the working man's bet on fat, screeching old bags from Italy singing like they've got piles. Or some bunch of scrawny bints in tutus called Darcy and Tilda flashing their gussets at a lot of horny perverts. Art,
Wow.
culture, staring at posh birds' knickers. That's all Swan Bleeding Lake boils down to. They should use all the money for kiddies with incurable diseases. When me and my Tina buy our lottery ticket out of the goodness of our heart,
And in the hope of winning £20 million.
Yeah!
yes, and we want to know that by winning £20 million, we will be helping little kiddies. Not haughty, stick it up your tighty, high and mighty, tight-nosed, toffee-arsed, sun-dried tomato-eating, lardy-dardy, lardy-dars.
Yes, well, let us hope that some of
What's wrong with sun-dried tomatoes?
the lottery money goes to aiding the incurably insane. In which case you'll get your money back. Habib is right about one thing. The police cannot fight racism if we are racist ourselves. It would be very much a matter of the pot calling the kettle
Oh, don't be afraid to say it.
African American. So, how racist are we? Well, in order to find out, I propose to be a Martian. Imagine that I've just beamed down in my space podule and joined the police.
Excuse me, sir. If you just beamed down in your podule, you wouldn't be joining anything. You'd be detained under the Immigration Act and stuck in a transit camp.
I have applied for asylum.
What are you, Greg?
And what's wrong with that? She's referring to what happens if you're an illegal immigrant who breaks into the country. That's the least you deserve, as far as I'm concerned. You break into this country, the least you deserve is to be grabbed and thrown in a cell.
I am a Martian dissident, Habib, who has incurred the displeasure of the Martian authorities by protesting against the Americans taking any more fuzzy photographs of our gaseous emissions. If I return to Mars,
Okay.
I will be murdered.
The Home Office will expect you to prove you'll be murdered, sir. The normal method is to send you back, and if you get murdered, they'll admit you were telling the truth.
That's never happened.
I have beamed down in my podule, applied for asylum, been refused, taken refuge in a church, and become the focus of a major protest campaign funded by a charity concert performed by unpleasant comedians who think it's clever to swear. I have appealed against deportation and lost, both in the High Court and in the House of Lords, but won at the Court of Justice in The Hague. I have married a sweet girl from Solihull, who did not object to my 3 enormous pulsating heads with sticky out veins all over them. I have settled in Gatford, done my A-levels at night school, bought a second-hand Datsun Cherry and joined the police force. Satisfied?
Well, it's not up to me, sir. It's up to the Home Office.
Well, they are delighted. Now,
They
as we
would
move
be.
on, try, if you would, to picture your new colleague. Martians are green and called Zog.
Do you know, of all the actors that did mostly comedy shows and stuff like that in the 90s, early 2000s, that nowadays are mostly, well, there is no other word for it, unemployed and forgotten, James Dreyfus did not fucking deserve to be one of them. He was always brilliant. Gimme, gimme, gimme in this. He's always standing out. Every scene he's in, he steals it. He does not deserve to be mostly forgotten and not, you know, like the main character on a proper comedy show. I mean, name the last thing he was in that you actually remember. I can't think of anything. It's bullshit. The fucking untalented, crappy... it winds me up. Him and Kathy Burke. Where's she? I mean, every now and then she might host Have I Got News For You or something, or she might be on 8 out of 10 Cats. Has she been on that? I don't know, I don't watch it, but you know, I've seen like short videos on social media of her, and she looks like she's on game shows every now and then, but she deserves better than that, and so does he.
I've already mentioned the 3 enormous heads. Add to the...
I mean, who's, you know, when you look at who's replaced the stars of the 90s and 2000s, people like Rob Beckett, Romesh Ranganathan. I stand him, that Rob Beckett. Oh, every time I see his face, I just want to... These massive fucking teeth. Who else have you got? Even Miranda, where's she? She's nowhere to be seen. You know?
This 15-inch long pulsating fingers, multiple legs, and a flashing belly button. It's my first day in the service, and I'm about to enter the briefing room. You'll just have to imagine the multiple heads and the legs and the flashing belly button.
Right. Bizarre non-tentacle chatter. Interjecting the gobbledygook.
My name is Constable Zog. On the beat with you today. I hope we shall be friends.
What was that? Gas transfer?
All right, Goody, what would be your reaction?
I'm just trying to imagine it now.
Good, good.
These 3 heads. Do you have a helmet on each one?
Yes, if you like. Just greet me, boy, greet me.
Hello, hello, hello.
And so my point is illustrated.
See what I mean?
Goody can only consider my shape.
Not so, sir.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, if you like. Just greet me, boy, greet me.
Hello, hello, hello.
And so my point is illustrated. Goody can only consider my shape.
Not so, sir. I'm also thinking about how green you are.
And that is not acceptable either. You must be colour blind.
I think you should be celebrating your greenness, not hoping that we'll ignore it.
Yes, you're right, Habib. I must be more assertive. Right, here we go. Hello, I'm
Horns
Zog.
off again.
Get used to it.
Hello. I'm Kevin, just outside Basingstoke. Give me 5. No, give me 10. No, 15. Give me...
Yes, all right. Just sit down, Goody. Sit down. Now, Goody, this is my first day at work. I'm your new colleague.
Welcome.
He's talking 3 heads.
You've got a cup of tea?
Yes.
I've got 3 cups of cocoa.
All right.
What friendly tips could you pass on to me?
Absolutely honestly.
Yes?
Right, I'd say this. Watch out for Inspector Fowler. He's a grumpy old git, and given half a chance, he'll whip your curly-whirly.
Look, we are deviating from the point. I'm simply trying to establish that all men, be they Martian, Mauritian, or Mancunian, are born equal.
All men? Huh. So this Martian is a sexist, is he? Surprise, surprise.
Look, we are not talking about anybody's sex, Habib.
Sex with a Martian sounds great to me.
Not to me. 3 heads saying, I've got a headache, I've got a headache, I've got a headache.
Mind you, those pulsating fingers sound all right.
This Martian is asexual, Habib.
A sexual machine, if you ask me. You said so yourself, sir. You've got veins popping out all over your head.
And what have you got lurking between those multiple legs, sir?
Look, we are not discussing sex or sexism. I merely stated that all men are created equal, and by men, Habib, I mean, of course, men and persons of the opposite sex.
Opposite sex? I'm sorry, sir, but defining one sex in terms of its position to the other is sexism. On Earth, Mars, Saturn, or any other planet.
I've got a hilarious joke about your anus.
No, you don't, Goody. You know a pathetic
The
pun.
way he said that. I've got a marvellous joke about Uranus.
On Earth, Mars, Saturn, or any other planet.
I've got a hilarious joke about your anus.
No, you don't, Goody. You know a pathetic pun about my anus. I mean, your anus. I mean, the planet with the rude name. Oh, really, Habib? They've confused the boy.
Sexism is sexism, sir.
Right.
This is the best episode.
Patricia, I require your
Hands
support.
down. All
Constable
three
Habib
pairs
and
of
I are
them.
discussing sexual positions. And I want you to assure her that I know only one.
Oh, Patricia.
What are you talking about?
Sexual discrimination, which is a scourge. And I hope, Sergeant, that having lived with me for 11 years, you can vouch for the fact that when it comes to women, I'm not remotely discriminating.
Fowler, can you keep your fannying about down? Police work is about villains, not isms. And what ism ever mugged an old lady? What ism ever robbed a bank? What ism ever held a gun to someone's head?
Terrorism?
True.
Well, what ism ever threatened the security of the state?
Terrorism.
Marxism?
What
Communism.
ism ever hurt anybody?
Sadism?
These are a very important part of police work, Inspector Grimm. People of all races and sexual orientations must feel at home at Gasforth Police Station. White people, black people, heterosexuals,
Well, of course, we're not bigots.
homosexualists.
Steady on.
Yes, gay sexuals should be able to serve Her Majesty
Gay
without
sex-
fear of harassment.
It's all part of this creeping.
Here we go
crawling,
again.
Poncy Namby, stick it up, you pansy. Pardon me for being a fascist, but I don't happen to have time to discuss interior design, quiche recipes, and Kylie Minogue hits with Constable Whoopsie. I have important police work. The lodge master of my Todgers is coming to check me out before my initiation test.
Yes. Well, I strongly disapprove of secret societies, Grimm. If a man cannot be proud of his allegiances and state them openly, then I fear they must be of questionable value. You do not find me concealing my membership of Gasforth Amateur Dramatic Society behind silly movements and trousers at half-mast. Except, of course, when we do Brigadoon.
Yeah, well, when I'm a chief superintendent at Scotland Yard, you'll be sorry.
If that day should ever dawn, Inspector Grimm, we'll all be sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to nicking this illegal alien today.
Ah, so that's why he's joining a secret society. So that he can get a promotion. Because he knows. He's got a better chance of making it to the top of the criminal world based on how much he helps the criminals, based on how shit a police officer he is, than ever getting a promotion to the chief superintendent position of Scotland Yard on his own merits. You know? Policing merits, I mean.
I mean, my parents are immigrants.
I understand your feelings, Constable, but your parents were legal. That's the point, and they are now British.
I'm British, sir. But I've been told to go home many times. Britain for the British people have said. But I mean, what is British? Everyone's a child of an immigrant at some point, aren't they? And most of them illegal.
Are they?
Well, yes. I mean, if you go back far enough, the Normans were illegal immigrants, weren't they?
Well, yes, I suppose they were.
Do you think they kept their wedding tackle inside their chainmail? No chance. William the Conqueror? More like William the Bunkerer.
Yes. Do you know, I've often wondered why King William was called William.
What?
Because that was his
Well,
name.
everyone else in his army was called Norman.
Constable Gladstone made a good point. The appalling truth is, I've got a bit of Frenchman in me.
Well, if we're talking about illegal immigrants, what about the Vikings? It wasn't just their helmets that were horny. And before that, there was the Romans. Those Latin lovers were here for 300 years. How do you think they passed the time? Latin declension. Have it off, have it up, have it often.
Really, you girls today, you're worse than the lad.
Have it off, have it up, have it off, and
This country's always been absorbing different cultures, different tribes.
Although invaders have tended to steer clear of the
Oh, we're
spots.
still on this bullshit.
Nobody wanted to go there, I suppose. Boiled oats and sheep's stomach are scarcely likely to appeal to the French or Italians, are they? And they're certainly hard fighters. Well, if you live in a country where the thistles are waist high and nobody's invented trousers, you're going to toughen up a bit.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
like it or not, sir, Britain is a melting pot.
Yes, well, none of this relieves us of a very difficult duty. Come on, everybody.
The police. So, you have come.
I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to come along with us.
What are you doing? You can't do this.
Stay where you are, sir. I'm sorry. I have my duty. Habib and Goody, put him in the van.
Yes.
But this is an outrage.
Come along, sir.
The arrest was carried out swiftly and without resort to force. The most demanding of civil libertarians could not fail to be satisfied.
Well done, Raymond. An excellent piece of work. You know, I think we need to schedule some private meetings to discuss your future. After all, we haven't had a private meeting since school. Do you think your hands will have warmed up by now? Feely?
Oh, a private meeting.
I'm afraid this gentleman wants to have a word.
Ah, here he is. This is our illegal asylum seeker.
I don't think so, Inspector. Our man's white. He's from Chechnya.
Who's this?
My name is Mustafa Delcroix, European Commissioner for Human Rights and a French national.
A Frenchman? In my station?
You British, huh? No wonder we all hate you. Your chocolate isn't chocolatey enough. Your bananas are too long and bendy. You insist on eating prawn cocktail crisps despite the fact that we have told you not to. And now it turns out that your policemen think all black people are illegal immigrants. Whoops.
I've had enough of this. He's my favourite character. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm done. He's my favourite. Fuck it. I don't care. Just the way he did that. Whoops. He's like a child. If his role in this wasn't what got him the rolling gimme, 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 then I don't know what it was. Because it's like watching Tom. It's just, oh.
All black people are illegal
That is
immigrants.
Tom Farrell in a police uniform.
Whoops. Whoops. I intend to lodge a full report on this appalling display of bigotry and ignorance. Au revoir.
Monsieur Delcroix, we have a grant application. This appalling racist will be fully disciplined.
That's you.
Oh, what a dreadful error.
We all make mistakes, sir.
Nothing I could do could make amends for a day like this.
There's always my horny dilemma. You could have a stab at that.
Yes, you're right, Patricia. I don't care how we came by this information. Our duty is to protect the public. And great thundering thyroids, that's what we're going to do.
Great thundering thyroids.
Let's get the swine.
Fly, turkey, fly! Approach the fowl! Inspector Grimm! This is supposed to be a secret initiation! You can't invite your friends! Close the turkey's legs! Its bottom shall not be kissed tonight!
Oh, what a strange and dispiriting day. I got...
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. What the hell?
everything.
Just move on.
You did your best, Raymond. That's
Yeah,
all
move
you
past
can
it.
do.
I need to get that out of my
I can't
head.
seem to get anything right.
We'll see how you go with this one.
What the fuck was that?
Between me and the mayoress, who do you find most exciting?
Oh,
Why, Patricia, what an absurd question. You, of course. How could it be otherwise?
What about between me and a plate of bread and butter pudding?
really?
Would that be with custard or without custard?
Well, I'll cover myself in custard if you like. But you've got to promise to take your bed socks off.
Oh, that's the end. What a shame. That was, without a doubt, the best episode so far. Girly work. Oh, James Dreyfus was brilliant in this one. He was so funny. He always is, but in this one particularly, I've got a marvellous joke about Uranus. Yeah, I think it has to be said that this was the funniest episode so far, without a doubt. Very, very funny. It was just hilarious, but it was so bizarre as well. What the hell was that ceremony? Like, so eventually, at some point during that, whatever it was, he'd have to get on his knees, I'm assuming, to get down to, you know, and kiss its ass. Store-bought turkey's ass. Also, the bloke doing the ceremony, was that Mr. Pink from the recent Benidorm episode that I did with the go-kart race? Looked like him. Yeah, just there's a lot of things that happened in this episode that are gonna take a while for me to get over. But during that scene when they were going on about, you know, all the hoity-toity lefty communism rhetoric, in the words of Grimm, it just shows you, doesn't it? Even back in the 90s, the BBC were all about that rubbish. God. I mean, I know in this context it was part of a comedy. And when they talk about this stuff in TV shows these days, they're being totally serious about it. But still... yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. What a good episode, though. It was really funny. Not going to forget this one in a hurry. For many reasons. Good. There's some good reasons in there, though. Yeah. When Grimm started going on them long tirades, you know. Oh, so funny. It's so... yeah, I've said it already. Best episode, it has to be. Hilarious. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Hope you've all enjoyed this. Excuse me. I've absolutely loved it. So thanks everybody for watching. Remember, as I said in the beginning, if you want to get these episodes early and without the copyright cloaking devices, then just join the Patreon. You'll get access to this series in the $1 a month tier. And in the run up to Christmas, I've already mentioned this as well, there will be a giveaway coming up. So don't miss out on that. It'll be for the Patreon only though. So that's why, yeah. What an episode. So funny. Oh my god. Let me know what you think of this episode. Is this your favourite episode of The Thin Blue Line? Or at the very least, favourite episode of Series 2? Or is there a better one yet to come? You know? There's every chance that there might be. So do let me know about that. So thanks everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. And comment below what you think of this episode. Where does it rank for you? Visit the Patreon page. Make sure you check the About section as well. There's a list of every show available for early access or exclusive on Patreon only, so you know what you're getting. And also follow my TikTok page. There should be a link to it in the About section of the YouTube channel. And the Rumble page as well. There's going to be shows being added to the Rumble channel pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you are all having a fantastic weekend so far. I appreciate your support. Until next time, good night.